This is Kendra.
And this is Brianna. Welcome to Camp Comparisons,
where she's in one camp and I'm in the other. All right, so we're going to do this.
Yeah.
Let's just start with a little intro. We want to just let you guys know who we are. And also, who knows if you're going to be able to tell the difference between our voices, because I am her mother. She is my daughter, and we've been told we sound the same. So sorry about that. But I'm Kendra. Obviously, Percy Jackson came out when I was already a parent. So, I didn't grow up with it. I grew up with Percy Jackson thing. I didn't even grow up with Harry Potter. It's very sad. I wish I grew up with Harry Potter. People had so much fun with that, but we are very big Harry Potter fans. In fact, we've been talking about wanting to do a Harry Potter podcast for a long time. It's just never happened, but we're doing this instead. I don't even know exactly how we got into it so much, but it started out with just really liking the books and talking about them. And then I love to reread books. So I've just reread the series so many times, and I've read all of Rick Riordan's books. I'm not sure if that's how he says his last name.
No one knows. He doesn't even know.
He doesn't even know. So I've read all of his books. I've read everything he has out right now. And I've even read some of his Rick Riordan Presents books. So I'm really a big fan. Your turn.
Okay. I did grow up with it a bit more. I don't know. I must have been 9 or 10 when I started reading them, and I already really liked Greek mythology. I was super into the gods, into the monsters, into the everything about Greek mythology. I was already a fan of it. So it was perfect for me, and it was like I was learning. Yeah, and I've reread it many times. Any books that we owned, I've reread many times because I wasn't always, in the mood to go to the library. So yeah, Percy Jackson, Harry Potter, Twilight are just series I've read so many times. I can pick up any book and find any passage that has happened, and yes, it's just, a big part of my life.
Yeah, I'm always impressed. I can say something like, wait a second, did Jacob do blah, 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 blah in Twilight, or is that just the movie? And she'll just literally, the book will fall open to the exact page, and she'll be like, well, right here.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's my best skill in life. So I really treasure that. We also listen to Percy Jackson podcast, specifically The Newest Olympian with Mike Schubert. We're both big fans. So
yes,
he'll be
definitely
referenced a lot because I agree with a lot of his opinions on the show. My mom doesn't, so that'll be a big part.
But I really do like you, Mike, just in case you happen to listen to our podcast.
We do love him.
I really do love him.
We loved him in Potterless. We've been fans
We've
for a
been
while.
big fans of his. But there's definitely something I wasn't getting out of his podcast that I wanted to put into this podcast, which was being a little bit more nitty-gritty, picky with some of the changes.
Plus, he didn't go over every single scene in detail. He even said himself he was just going to kind of skim through it and go at whatever pace he wanted to. It wasn't so structured around every scene and everything that happened and every change that was made.
Yeah, and we're going to get a little bit more into what are the differences. We are definitely going to get into what the difference is.
The whole premise.
Between the book. That's the whole reason we're doing this. So yeah, that's different.
There will be spoilers for all of book 1 and all of season 1 of Percy Jackson. We will probably talk about book 5 or book 4 or any other books in this series or in the second series of his. But if we do, we will definitely give a spoiler alert each time.
So the first scene is this beginning Percy monologue, where he's going over, he's basically saying what it is to be a half-blood. I don't know if he uses that in the TV series, that word or not, but he's just going over what it was like kind of growing up and seeing things and how he didn't understand what he was doing. And this is where Grover gets introduced. And that's that section before the Met. So I wanted to first say that, I thought it was cool that they used some of the exact words. There is some of the same thing, he starts out, look, I didn't want to be a half-blood. So that was the same. I liked that they actually took the exact words and didn't reword it. Obviously, they skipped. There's some things they didn't say, if you're reading this, because you're not reading it.
Yeah.
But it was a lot the same, so I thought that was really exciting.
I recognized that right away, just to brag.
I know, I had to.
We were watching the first episode, 3 seconds in, my mom was like, is that the same thing that he said in the book? I'm like, yes, it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. Now, the whole thing on, the whole, going up to the roof and seeing the Pegasus and then that armored rhino, it's not in the book.
However, he does reference in the book times that crazy things happened to him, like when he found a snake in his crib, or his mom found a snake in his crib, and a strange man tried to lead him away.
I don't think it was mom found a snake. Maybe.
Yeah,
it was he was at some kind of daycare and they found a snake.
No, his mom went to pick him up.
Yeah.
And was shocked to find, a
dead snake.
A dead snake that he had strangled to death with his chubby little toddler hands.
And the thing is, that's not even referenced in the beginning of the book. That's referenced some other part in the book. But that's okay.
It's like kind of the beginning, though. It's not too far off.
I don't remember.
It's not.
That's fine.
We'll find it at some point.
In this very beginning part. This very beginning part, he's talking about, hey, we're going on a field trip. And I've had trouble with my past field trips. He talks about like the Saratoga battlefield with the Revolutionary War cannon. And so he's like talking about how trouble just seems to kind of find him.
Yeah.
He's not talking
another
so
magical
much.
creature though that he does references always seeing strange women at the bottom of lakes and pools waving at him, even when he was a kid.
Yeah, but that's also later in the series.
Yes, it's later in the series.
I mean, obviously.
So he does see magical creatures, except for that these two instances were never mentioned in the book, but those are the ones they decided to show us in the show.
I don't get the idea, though, in the book that he's, like, seeing all these weird things.
No, he seems to brush it off as his imagination. He doesn't show up at a counselor's office
and it's not the problem
not
that he's running into at school.
His problem is that he has ADHD and dyslexia. So he's having trouble learning and trouble focusing, and he's impulsive, and
some
like
things
that.
obviously happen with, like, oops, the cannon exploded even though it's supposed to be not a working cannon,
no one can,
or
really blame
the
him
shark
for that.
Pool, their kids took a
unexpected dip
in the shark pool. Yeah. So things like that happen around him, which is interesting, but it's not the, oh my gosh, I'm seeing all these things, I'm going to run up on the roof and there's a Pegasus.
Yeah, so this is definitely like the 2023, because, they really brought the books into our current time for the show, as you see with the funny dance he does and stuff. So I'm just saying, like, in 2003 or whatever, if a kid was seeing those things, even with his own social awareness, he might know better than to go running his mouth about things he's seeing. Maybe. I mean, I feel like back then you just brushed things off, pushed them away, and didn't talk to anyone about them because you didn't want to be a crazy kid. Mm-hmm. Where now it's like, I mean, yeah, they still thought he was a crazy kid, but there's like help set up for that thing. And so I think that's why it's more of a point in the show that is not in the book.
Interesting. Yeah, maybe. So then in this intro scene, we see Grover for the first time, and he's like, yeah, and then Grover came and he, understood me, and it was better. And then they had the Magic, sorry.
Yeah, which is just Magic the Gathering, but
with mythological figures in it, yeah. Yeah, but see, all that, they did a lot more intro, like they jump right into the Met in the book. So they did a lot more kind of, which makes sense because I think he spatters that stuff around the first book. Because
you're in his head. Although, not that we don't have flashbacks all the time. Like, the last episode that we watched, episode 7, was, like, it's just all flashbacks. Like, half of the episode was flashbacks. So, they could have done it that way. But, yeah, it kind of eases you into his mind and what he's thinking and how things have been going.
Yeah.
I don't think that Pegasus... Okay, spoiler alert. Spoiler warning. Skip ahead a minute and a half to avoid spoilers. I don't think that Pegasus is Blackjack.
No, it was 100% Blackjack. Blackjack has been watching him since he was a kid.
That makes absolutely no sense.
So tell me why that
can't be.
Because
Blackjack was a prisoner. He captured a feral horse and forced it into submission. No, he would have gotten an already trained Pegasus. Luke.
Because Brianna, all the Pegasus are trained.
Blackjack was his steed.
They're all trained. Yeah, so they're magical beings. They don't need to be trained. They I know how to speak to you. Well, no, they can only speak to Percy, right?
Yeah.
Wait, is that right?
Yes. Okay. His father is the Lord of Horses.
I would love to know what other people think. I personally think most people agree with me that it's Blackjack, but
That's like saying Hagrid was the one that gave Newt Scamander was the one that gave Hagrid the Aragog egg. You're just trying to make connections because it would be more fun that way, but that's not realistic.
I never believed that.
Well, a lot of people did. They just or like that McGonagall was actually the Potter's cat. You can't just
What? I never heard that one. What the heck? Oh my gosh.
Because remember they talked about the cat that they had?
Yeah, I thought the
it was McGonagall like secretly watching, like keeping an eye on them.
I thought Hermione's cat, which I just went blank on, Crookshanks. I thought they were saying that was the Potter's cat.
That's another theory.
But we know that's not the Potter's cat.
Once again.
Okay, sorry. This is not a Harry Potter podcast. I'm so sorry. Listen, I would love, though, if anybody wants to tell us what they think. Who's right here? Brianna.
Definitely me.
Brianna says, no, that's
Absolutely
not blackjack.
not. That's not blackjack.
Kendra says, yes, that's blackjack. Okay, so that's that beginning scene. I want to say that we do see Nancy Boba Fett in that scene. She walks by and smacks Grover in the head with
her backpack.
Yeah. And that's like our first intro to her as well. But they're still going, he's still doing the monologue. He's still talk the voiceover, whatever you want to call that in the series, the TV show. And then
he's saying that we're both on the bottom of the food chain, but like at least we're together.
Yeah. And then they show the Minotaur
card
in his little undies,
in his tiny
and there's like an unnatural fascination with his undies for a second on the screen. I'm like, okay, he's got undies.
It's because of the joke in the book.
I know they are really trying to tell us book readers that like, hey, we see you.
Yeah, because in the movie, the crappy movie, the Minotaur's not in tidy whities. How hard is it to put a fake creature in fake underwear? It's the whole thing CGI'd anyways. Just put him in tidy whities.
Blinked out the whole movie. I don't remember that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's probably for the best. But he's not in tidy whities.
He's not in tidy whities. But he is here, so that was exciting to all the book readers out there who went, yes, when they saw that.
Yes.
And, okay, so we got Nancy Boba Fett. And is that it? Do you have anything more to say?
I have something important to say. Warning! Skip ahead a minute if you don't want any spoilers. Nico D'Angelo plays Mythomagic. Percy meets him and has no idea what Mythomagic is. He calls it like a stupid game for kids. Now, to be fair, in the scene, Percy is a kid. The scene where it shows him playing Mythomagic. But he doesn't know what it is. He doesn't understand what it is. So when he meets Nico in the Percy Jackson and the Olympians TV series, is he going to be like, oh, hey, this game that I played when I was a kid?
Or he's just going to...
Or are they just going to brush right past that?
Or are they not going to show Nico playing it?
But that's how Bianca... Okay, big old spoiler alert.
No, big spoiler alert, everybody.
That's how Bianca dies, is because she's trying to get the figurine.
Right, they have to show.
It's a big part of Nico's story.
And I think that's going to be okay.
Yeah, but what are they... I'm just interested in how that's going to happen.
I know, I didn't think about that, because you don't even hear about that until...
You don't even know it exists.
Was it book 3?
Yes.
Why do I not
The
know?
Titan's Curse. It's book 3.
If I'm going to do a podcast about Percy Jackson, I'm going to have to remember which books do what. We will try. Okay, so that's the end of scene 1.
Yes, I think so. So that gets us into scene 2, which is, of course, the famous Met scene with the $1 water bottles.
Yeah, so in the Percy Jackson podcast, the 3 that I listened to about this, they all brought up the $1 water bottle. And because, as we see throughout this whole show, it's very much in 2023.
2020 something.
Or something, it's very much in the present time.
Yeah.
And then they have $1 water bottles, which I don't know the purpose. Like, who was thinking with that? Was that like a...
Maybe it was like a nostalgia. I don't know.
Like back in the day when we could buy $1.
Or like when something's so in your head that you just forget that it's not a thing anymore. Like maybe whoever made that part
it is a weird thing.
Was like, oh, I always remember having $1 water bottles outside the Met. Oh, we should put that in. Not even thinking how that's impossible today.
Yeah,
must have been
totally $5 now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's weird. I don't know. I'm not sure why they did that. But before we get into the what happens in the TV show at this point, I just wanted to point out that we are missing a chunk of the beginning of this chapter where he's talking about the trip into the city on this for this field trip, and they're on the bus, and they're talking about how Nancy Boba Fett is throwing like wads of the peanut butter and ketchup sandwich, which
is her lunch. I guess.
Yeah, so bits of it into Grover's hair, I think it is, his curly brown hair. And yeah, first of all, peanut butter and ketchup sandwich is like, does that not say a lot about her personality right there? But also, an interesting thing I noticed when I was reading this, like, for this prep, was that it says right here, he says, the headmaster had threatened me with death by in-school suspension if anything bad, embarrassing, or even mildly entertaining happened on this trip.
Or even mildly entertaining.
Which is it's just a funny thing because, like, as this trip in the show, this is how they, expel him, which is not actually how it happens in the book. But it's funny that it's mentioned that in the...
But all he's threatened with is in-school suspension, which I guess happens because I'm assuming pushing Nancy into the fountain counts as mildly interesting behavior.
Maybe even a little embarrassing.
Yeah.
And then he's talking about, like, so Grover's getting these things thrown at him, and he's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to kill her. And then he's, like, about to do something, and Grover's like, you're already on probation. You know who will get blamed if anything happens.
Yeah, you and not Nancy, because Nancy's everyone's favorite.
Exactly. They really do present Grover here as kind of like a crybaby a little bit. He's more weak in the book. You know, it says here, like, he cried when he got frustrated.
Yep.
That's not the Grover we have in the TV series at all.
Not at all.
Now,
however, there's a lot of similarities between the two Grovers, and I really like the Grover in the show.
I have
but you're right. He's much more nervous. He's a little bit of a baby. It's like, even though he's 24 and he matures twice as fast, he also doesn't. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He's
but
24 years old, but at the
book.
same time, yes, in the book.
In the book, you really get that he's
still a kid.
A kid who is trying hard, but is actually a little bit of a coward.
Yeah.
So when he does his brave things, it's, like, very noticeable.
Yeah.
You're like, go, Grover.
Yeah.
Like,
he's very loyal for his friends because of how loyal he is.
He's very loyal.
But
he's a Hufflepuff.
I was literally just thinking that. He's the most Hufflepuff ever.
Oh, man.
And Percy is a full Gryffindor. The impulsiveness, the bravery, and of course we know Annabeth is a Ravenclaw. Anyways, it's fine. Let's go. Let's move on.
All the people who don't like Harry Potter have just turned off the podcast.
Whatever. We'll get used to it.
Sorry, it's gonna just be part of it. So it even says, like, it talks about the fact that he was crippled. Wait, am I allowed to use that word?
As your Gen Z correspondent,
yes, that's my Gen Z correspondent.
Unsure if crippled. I think.
Well,
handicap?
the book says. No. I'm just going to tell you. The book says he was crippled. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, good Lord,
so the book says it. And that there was a note excusing him from PE for the rest of his life because he had some muscular disease in his legs. Now, we obviously know what that really was.
That it's just because he has goat legs.
Although, he should be better in PE because of that. I mean, hello.
It's because he has to wear fake shoes.
Oh, that's right. And they'll just, like,
that's why it says, even Percy says, like, which is weird, because I see him run real quick when it's enchilada day.
Oh, yeah, you should have. Wow, you really know this book. She's good, guys.
Thank you. I haven't even read it recently.
You should have seen him run when it was enchilada day in the cafeteria. Yeah. Yeah, so anyways, whatever. You can really get this idea of sort of like someone who can be easily bullied and is a bit of a weakling. That's what you get the idea of.
Right.
And I have my mixed feelings about them not portraying him like this because I actually love this Grover. I love book Grover so much.
It's because his transformation in other books where he gets more certain in himself is so great. You get to see him really come into himself. So I'm kind of.
So we don't get that with this.
But
now
we don't know what's going to happen in other series. Maybe he'll become even more amazing and brave. And
for sure.
And you'll still get to see that.
And that would be amazing. I have mixed feelings about the way they are displaying Grover in the Percy Jackson TV series at this point. So that's fine. That's how it kind of starts out. So you already have
the whole bus scene was cut from the show.
So
we start and he, like, Mr. Bruner, whatever, he's saying,
what are we going to call him?
I don't know. We should just say it different every time.
Okay, good. Done. That'll be easy.
Like Rick Riordan. Just say it different every time.
Riordan? Okay.
So
Mr. Bruner.
Yeah, he's saying, like, okay, this is what we're doing. Like, these aren't just statues. They're real stories about real people.
Right. So he makes a very serious, like, this is very important to everybody.
To everyone, not just
So may I say
Percy.
something here?
Yes.
So, you don't have him, like, telling everyone how important this is in life.
But he does tell Percy that, like,
have him.
He treats Percy and this class about Greek mythology
as
like
very
it's
important.
life or death.
Right. He says to Percy later, it's vitally important. I expect you to treat it as such.
Yeah.
I will accept only the best from you, Percy Jackson. So you get that he's
serious about it.
But in this case, they don't show him doing that directly to Percy. Like, in the book, you get the whole, like, how he, like, really gets disappointed. Yeah, you get less time.
You just get less time, so they do it like this. And that's the show. I wish we had more narrating Percy. I just wish we did. We
So
could have
sad.
had it. There's times when it doesn't make sense, but there's times that it would make sense.
The fact that they started, yeah, see, this is the thing. When they started out and he was talking, Brianna and I were so excited. Like, oh my God, they are going to have him monologue. We are going to hear his thoughts because his thoughts are the best thoughts ever.
Yes.
And that's it. They
But
only
that's
did
it.
it in the beginning. And they could have totally, I mean, they did it so well.
They could have done it at the beginning of like
any
every episode. At least if they
Yeah,
wanted
but
to cut
even
it and he
just-
could like recap in his great Percy funny way
Yeah.
kind of what's going on. Instead of having like the recap part, it could be like, oh, so here we are stuck at this water park because this thing happened and blah blah, like his like
Yeah.
little sassy, snarky New York attitude.
That's what I'm, yeah, you're right. But you think only in the beginning. Have you ever seen a TV show where you hear a person's thoughts? I
cannot
So
think
just so
of
all the
one.
listeners know, I don't watch TV. Which
I
is,
watch the same
I mean,
5
I'm watching
shows.
Percy because this is Percy Jackson, but I
just
don't
finished
watch
Friends for the
much.
10th, 12th, 15th time today, and I cried again at the last episode. All I watch is the same 5 shows.
But you don't
so.
you don't hear like you don't know of any that you hear like the thoughts or the. I feel like I
Very
remember
rarely.
something from
Funnily
way back in
enough,
the 80s.
In Friends, they do that sometimes. Like one time, Chandler was stuck in an ATM vestibule with Jill Goodacre.
Oh, that's right.
And you hear his thoughts the entire time.
I
he's
saw
in
that
there.
one.
Yeah, that's a pretty iconic
one,
episode.
yeah.
And some, so they do it sometimes. And
I feel
and
like they
he's
could have pulled it
His
off.
face is like reacting to his thoughts as they're being like. He's like, it's very good. They do it well, and they could have done that in the show.
Okay, I have so much more to say about that type of thing, but we'll do it as we go.
Yeah.
So, okay, so he gets this flashback.
Right.
So this flashback is not in the book
Yes.
at all. Now, why do you think? I still don't get why we get this flashback. Like, I feel like
I
any
already can tell
other
you.
book.
I have it written down.
Well,
right
let me
here.
finish my thoughts here.
Okay, fine.
I feel like there was things that they could have put in that they skipped out, and instead we get a flashback that's not part of the book. So
Right.
speak, Brianna. Speak.
First of all, this really reminds me of Harry Potter, the movies.
Okay.
Because the amount of times there are scenes and I'm like, wow, we just wasted a whole 15 minutes on this scene that did nothing to
Like
further
the
the
dragon
plot.
chasing him all over.
However,
and
we
Goblet of Fire.
forgot, the main plot of the mother trucking movie. Because we were spending 15 minutes on this walking through the woods and talking about nothing. Like,
Exactly.
oh my god, that the 4th movie drives me insane. So, I kind of feel you on that. However, Rick Riordan is the best author that's ever existed. And he has this
He's
thing.
pretty good. He's pretty
He
good.
has this thing where he can write 3 sentences about a character, and you can love that character with your whole being, or hate them so much that you wish only the worst
Like
on them.
Gabe
Right.
Ligliano.
So he sprinkles in bits of his mom before we even meet her. We're in love with her. Before he even shows up at the apartment, he talks about how much he misses her, how he's homesick, how he.
You're right.
And we
you
already
do fall in
love
love with
him.
her right away.
And that's
yeah.
because of how amazing he is at just describing people. Again, Tyson, we love. Oh, spoil. Well, it's not really a spoiler. It's just a character. There's a character.
There's a character
in
named
the
Tyson,
next book.
and you love him
You
immediately.
love him immediately.
Yeah.
And same with like even Grover, you love him so quickly. Like there's just and then Gabe and
You hate Gabe.
and Dionysus and all these characters. You're just like wow, like off the bat, you suck. So I think we
Okay.
need some flashbacks to get the relationship and understand that we
Sure,
love
but-
her already.
Okay, but
because
I disagree
then
with
when she
this being
dies-
the one that shows we love her because. Okay, we're getting another datum from her in this is instead of Percy only getting his Greek mythology from Mr. Brenner,
Yes.
it's showing that she is the one putting
been
Greek
telling-
mythology in his head. Like she's the one raising him with Greek mythology, which honestly,
Which comes back.
if I
real
was
hard the rest
Sally
of
and
the-
I had a child with Poseidon, I would be raising him with Greek
Come on,
mythology.
you know he's a demigod. Teach him this stuff.
And I'm sure this is one of those scenes where Rick was like, I really should have had Sally doing this.
It
and
just
is
made
doing
more
it.
sense.
And that's okay. I have no problem with that. But then she does this thing about the hero. Wait, what is it? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, she says that-
heroes are not always who you think our heroes are. Whatever.
Yeah,
that
how
was.
do you know that he's the hero? Oh, because he's cut off the monster's head or
How do
whatever.
you know she's the monster?
How do you know that she's the monster?
Yeah. And I feel like she's like trying to point out, and which is not a bad thing. Like you can't just assume someone is this because they do that. But like at the same time, also actions speak louder than words. Medusa's trying to kill people. He kills Medusa.
Oof, what myth are you basing that off of? Because there's lots of myths where she just secludes herself in a cave with her sisters.
And then he goes after her and kills her.
And then he's told, like, to prove yourself, you must kill her. And he has to go find her and kill her. So was she really hurting anyone? No.
Yeah,
and
good
she's
point.
But
are we making that as the point?
In the story.
Are we doing this whole... you see what I'm saying?
I think we're doing that because we need to know when he meets her that he already knows about her. That's why we're doing this scene. Because in 2 episodes, he's going to meet Medusa.
Everyone knows who Medusa is. You don't have to introduce that he knows who Medusa is.
We have to know that he knows her and has gotten this other point of view
and that he might think she's actually trustworthy and going, yeah, but now we're going to get to that scene with Medusa and you're going to get my disagreements that they had to do it that way. I would have much rather the book way. Like, he didn't need to go in going, oh, this is the scary girl who can turn you to stone. I'm just going to follow her in her house.
But that's
you know what?
The theme of this whole show is that he already knows everything about the Greek
and I disagree with that. I don't like his walk. There's several times.
Yep, there's several
and I do not like it. I do not agree.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll get to them when we get to them because
I don't know.
We've got to scene 2
that way.
So far. We've got to scene 2. It's all we've gotten to.
30 minutes.
Let's say one more thing about this flashback. Like in later, oh my gosh, because I don't know TV shows, I forget the names of these things. Each one's an episode.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And the thing is a season. Okay, good. So in later episodes, I feel so stupid, sorry. You see some things with Sally that is so not Sally in the book when they get into those arguments. And this is in the last couple ones. That's fine. We'll get to when we get to there.
I have a lot to say about that too.
And we'll do it when we get there. But I don't feel like this scene is enough to give me that love of Sally. I don't feel like it does it for me.
I agree.
I feel like she's like teaching him about the importance of this, and he's cute. He's very cute. What a great
actor.
We totally thought that was what's it called?
His face CGI'd onto a different
100%. They did a great job with casting. So I don't get the warm and fuzzies.
No, but I think I just think it's supposed to.
Okay.
I don't think it works.
Fail.
Yeah, I agree. No, I'm with you. I don't think it works. It doesn't make me love Sally. It makes me happy to see her because I love her.
And the actress is
from the book.
Yeah. I love her from the book too. I would love to know someone who hasn't read the books if they feel the same way about Sally. Or I feel like after this last couple of episodes.
Character. As we have gotten to season 7, episode 7, I just messed up too. As we get to episode 7.
Yeah. She's a different character. But that's really sad.
But see, we didn't know this right away. So I was like, oh, that actress doesn't know what she's doing. And then I went, oh, this is a different character. Okay, so that's what she's doing.
Sally is one of the best book moms ever. Like, I love Molly Weasley. But there are a lot of things I can criticize about Molly Weasley. But I love her to death.
Yeah, she's also raising 7 children. So
I don't have anything to criticize about her. No. But in the...
I do.
Oh, shoot. Ooh.
I think by the end of this episode, we'll get to it because I've written it down later. Well,
I just love her so much, and I'm not getting her on the TV series that way, and it's making me sad.
I know. She ends up being... However, sorry, let me specify. I have a little bit of problem with book 1, Sally. After book 1, I have no notes. Sally's the best person and character ever. Okay. But...
Is it the fact that she, like, never told him anything? And she doesn't even say, like... You're maybe she's not allowed to.
Is that a rule? I don't think so.
I don't know.
We never find out that that's a rule.
I actually enjoy the introduction of Hold Fast. Hold fast, Percy.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Weather the storm? No, what is it? I just remember the Hold Fast part. And they use that throughout the whole
like Weather the Storm
season.
Or if we have each other, like, we'll get through this or something.
Right. And they have that the whole season, the Hold Fast, and I actually think that's really cute, and I'm all here for it.
I'm here for it too.
Excellent.
Okay, good. That's the flashback.
So then he wakes up saying, Mom. Yeah. Dumb.
He's 11. Give him a break. 12. He's 12.
No. Yeah, but he's not waking up from a dream. He's having a flashback. No,
but this is what we learn about Percy. You get it a little more in the book where he has a really hard time focusing. His mind wanders really easily because that's what ADHD is.
So that's what that's supposed to show?
Yes.
Didn't do it for me. I just thought like...
It's because you barely know what ADHD is.
Hey, don't call me out like that.
However, like your mind wandering, it's like you're trying to focus, and all of a sudden...
But he was so stuck in it that it's actually Mr. Brunner's voice you hear.
Yeah.
And then he goes, Mom? And
and his pencil snaps.
Although Nancy's response was...
It shows
brilliant.
More bullying.
It does. And it was actually so good the way she did it.
Right here, Percy.
I don't know. The way she did it was actually... I just thought
really
it was
good. And you get to see him break his pencil, so then Mr. Brunner has to give him the pen.
Oh, that's right.
And the pen is the sword. And as I noticed in our last rewatch, it's a very normal pen, which I love. However, the little clip that you would clip onto your pants or whatever is bronze.
I know,
because
and
the
you
whole
pointed
sword,
that out.
the
That
whole
was so
sword
great.
is celestial bronze. The magical metal.
Yeah, so it looks like a normal pen except for the clips.
like the most average pen you've ever seen in your entire life.
Yeah.
But then the bronze.
It's great.
It's so perfect.
Okay, perfect. We're very happy about the pen. No complaints.
Yes.
And then you get a glimpse of Mrs. Dodds there. She says something like, watch yourself. Or I don't remember what she says exactly, but he's like, what? It's not, what? I didn't do anything, you know?
Right.
So that you get that. That's like the little, and that works. That goes along with the
we know in the book that like Nancy is Mrs. Dodd's favorite and she can never do anything wrong and Percy's always the problem.
Yeah, you definitely, again, I am aware of the fact that the book can explain so much more. Everybody knows that. That's why like in any book to movie even, you know, you can't get it all. So I thought they did a good job flashing at Mrs. Dodds there and seeing her like stand up for Nancy. You get that in that split second. That was good.
That was good.
You do get this like pretty direct nudge, like hint from Mr. Brenner right after that, where he says something like the gods will tell you what's in store for you. You're gonna something like that, and
I just can't imagine what Percy's
like Percy
thinking.
should be going like,
what are you talking about?
Are you? Oh yeah, I really am gonna. It's gonna be hard not swearing because they just come to me. Sorry, I almost did it. I almost did a swear.
Yeah.
No, it's good. Yeah, you're just
weird.
like, shouldn't he say like, Mr. Brenner, you do know that we are like, this is real life and this is stories. That's why they call it mythology.
But I guess if he's the teacher of that, maybe he just like always talks like that as the teacher, and he's like, I don't know. He probably means like, you know, that things will get better,
or I don't know,
whatever. Yeah.
Okay. So were you done with this scene inside the Met? Oh, good. Okay. Now they're outside the Met doing lunch, and you get to see the coolest swap of meat and cheese ever.
I am so confused. Who packs Grover's lunch? Who's giving Grover a clear vegetarian?
No. What if
meat every day?
No, stop. Do you realize they are in a boarding school? So that is cafeteria lunch being sent to them.
Why does... So he's... Okay, so they're...
And in this day and age, cafeteria lunch would ask you if you're a vegetarian and not give you meat. But we don't know what this kind of... This is Yancey Academy, right?
Yeah,
this is Yancey?
Which is supposed to be fancier. But it's fine. You're probably right. Maybe Grover's too shy. Well, not this version of Grover. Maybe he's embarrassed or he doesn't want to say he's a vegetarian.
Grover is still like
he's still
not willing to stand up for himself in the beginning part here. Yeah. He doesn't want to ruffle any feathers, you know, because he's undercover.
Yeah, he literally tells Percy the best way to deal with
Oh my gosh.
I don't think you're ever supposed to stand up to bullies ever. That's not, you should just ignore them and never stand up to them.
Never say like, oh, and he doesn't Percy say like, I don't think that doesn't sound right. Oh, that was like, yeah, so like, were they trying to show Grover? Okay, we got off the lunch scene
I guess you're right. So they
just have the same
Percy
exact
is giving him
lunch.
cheese, so he has double the amount of cheese in his sandwich, and Percy has no cheese but double the amount of meat. That's what they're doing. Okay.
So first of all, this will bring up a big upset I have with the TV show right here. Okay. Why is Grover not eating tin cans? Come on,
he's a foodie. He's a big foodie. He likes food. However, he does also like tin cans, and he also likes couches, and he also likes... Remember, he's eating nachos with the pinochle chips. Oh yeah. He ate nachos with
their
paper around it.
I swear they could have done this. How hard would
their CGI budget? So the thing is every show has a budget.
Chocolate wrappers,
right? Money. I'm just saying that like every show does have a budget, and I think they were really holding back on their budget. Like they really want to put it for the monsters that you need to see, which they did a great job on. No monsters you're like, oh, I have a
disagreement with the fact that CGI has to be so expensive. I mean, they're not using material. It's CGI. It's people's time.
Yeah, you have to pay those people well.
You mean they're not just there because they're fans of Percy Jackson?
No.
Oh, sad.
You have to pay them. I don't know. I don't know why
I feel like that's
expensive.
a little bit weird.
I think the software is expensive, and I think the time. And
I don't know anything about this.
I have no idea.
Someone's gonna be like,
"This is not how it works."
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry if I offended anybody by saying that. But however,
it is expensive. That's what we know. It's expensive.
just still think I could have figured out how to make him eat.
Yeah,
something
even in the office,
correct.
they have. This is.
You mean the Office TV show?
The Office, the TV show.
Yep.
They have Meredith squirt some hand sanitizer, quote unquote, into her hand and lick it, and they just made like fake gelatin stuff.
I'm telling you, if they had Phil Shea from The Office handling their props.
Unfortunately, Phil is dead now.
Oh, sad.
Yeah, he recently died. It was very sad.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, back to Percy Jackson. Okay.
Yeah, it sucks he doesn't eat more tin cans. But you know what?
No,
Or
I'm
one
still
time when
not
he
okay with
swallowed
it.
They were using an apple as a hacky sack, and he swallowed
swallowed
the whole apple.
I'm still not okay with it.
Seeds and core and everything.
Just let it be said that Kendra is not okay with the lack of Grover eating
furniture and other things that go.
The lack of the goatness of Grover.
Yeah, he doesn't laugh like a.
He doesn't bleat like a goat. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna have to go forward because I could just complain about that for the rest of the hour, which is going away fast. Okay, good. So then, of course we have the big scene.
Yeah.
The big scene of. Okay, so first of all, she throws like cheese at Grover, right? Mm-hmm. And I think in the book she dumps her lunch on his lap.
Yeah, she accidentally dumps her entire lunch on his lap. That is
accidentally.
Correct. And she's like, oops.
Oops. Yeah, exactly. So he says like he was trying to count to 10, but he was so mad his mind went blank. I'm just going to read this because we're going to talk about this. Mm-hmm. My mind went blank. A wave roared in my ears.
Which is what he describes.
A wave roared
he describes that consistently, like the tugging in his gut and the sound of water in his ears when he uses his water powers.
The fact that he did not figure out right away that he was the son of Poseidon.
Well, he's not a son of Athena. So
he's not a Ravenclaw.
He's not a Ravenclaw.
Okay. That's what we say about everything Harry Potter does wrong. Yeah. Okay. So then it says, I don't remember touching her, but the next thing I knew, Nancy was sitting on her butt in the fountain screaming, Percy pushed me.
She was also pickpocketing earlier in this scene from a woman's purse, and Mrs. Dodds was conveniently looking the other way.
It says,
just let you know that she sucks as a human.
When Nancy sucks as a human. If everybody would like to know that.
Yeah,
she's barely not just a sad girl that was,
she's a
It says she appeared in front of me, and then it says, I guess she'd gotten tired of stealing from the tourists.
Yeah.
Okay, so listen, so all we know is she ends up in the thing, and some of the kids are whispering, did you see it? It was like the water, like it grabbed her. Okay, right. Good. So now let's talk about the scene in the TV show. You would like to talk about it?
The first thing I would like to say is that I thought maybe it was like the mist in the air that pushed him, because when you see the scene, it kind of looks like he uses wind powers for a second, because he's about to push, and then she falls backwards.
And I was so mad about that when I first saw it.
And we're like, that's Zeus's powers.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Zeus is not going to help him.
Well, he can detect like hints of water. Like, remember he in a different book, I'm not going to describe the scene too much, but he does make water shoot out of tiny little seashells.
Yeah.
That didn't even have water in them.
He can get water from places that
barely have water.
Yeah, they had a hint of water or a remembrance of water.
So I was like, maybe he just used the mist in the air because, fountains, mist, and it's the mist that grabbed her.
And he could, and this god of storms, right? Like he could
except for that power never comes up in the books. Sure. He could use that.
But that could have been twisted to be used. Okay.
Yeah.
However,
we looked closely.
However, guys, listen, if you have not seen this, go back to that scene. We were so excited, and go through that and pause, and you will see that the fountain has like all these little I'm totally doing hand motions, which you guys can totally see me do. These spouts of water all coming out, like little ones, all throughout the whole, like around the whole circumference.
Like
is that the right word of the fountain?
Yeah.
Oh, like a fountain.
Like
some fountains are in the middle.
Right.
Brianna.
There's come out the middle.
There's a bunch of little ones that are all going towards the middle. If you pause when she is being thrown into the air, they have turned and grabbed her from behind, and pulled her into the fountain. And listen, this is my third time seeing it. I did not see it on the first two times. It's so fast. You have got to pause it.
Really fast, but they do. They go. They're not facing the direction that all the other bits of the fountain are facing. They turn and they grab her from the back,
and they pull her in.
And that's why you can't really tell, because it's from the back, and they pull her in, and then you see them like whoosh forward, and then you see them go back to normal.
And they go back to normal. And that was so exciting because I was actually really upset at the fact that he used
her with the
air powers to throw her.
I could not believe that.
Now, you can't see it unless you pause, so they didn't do a great job showing that.
They should have done a bigger
There could have been much better.
But I guess they wanted it to be more subtle because,
but so subtle that Mike Schubert didn't see it.
He also didn't see Rick Warden.
Oh.
He didn't notice that Rick.
Sorry, Mike.
In the show.
Anyways, we don't want to ever upset Mike. No, but neither did any of the people who he interviewed on it, and neither did the other 2 episode guys. They all said it was
subtle.
Weird.
But I think they wanted it to be subtle. It could have been less subtle, but they wanted it to be subtle because in the books, when you're reading this book and you're not an 11-year-old reading this book, you're like, oh, he's the son of Poseidon. 3 chapters, and not even 3 chapters, 2 chapters in, because he clearly has water powers like right away. So I think they're trying to make it like a slower reveal instead of like, oh my god, we all know except for Percy. Everyone but Percy knows he's the son of Poseidon.
Sorry, I was just looking in the back of the book to see if it says Percy Jackson, the son of Poseidon. Because books are books. I mean, that type of thing might get spoiled right away. All right, so that was very exciting. Thank you, TV series people, for doing that right, even if we had to pause it 3 times to see it. So then what happens?
Right, whatever.
So Mrs. Dodd starts talking in his head. So this is a big change from the book, because in the book, Mrs. Dodd says, come with me, Percy, and takes him up the stairs, and he notices how fast she goes up the stairs. Remember that? Yeah. Or how she just seems to keep showing up higher. And
then he mentions
and they go in away from all the people.
Mm-hmm. Into a place where no one else is.
But we don't have time because it's a TV show, so we're just going to cut to the chase right away. And you know what? At first I was like, what? And then I was like, I don't really care.
Well, it was like the first real divergence from the book. I remember when we were watching the episode for the first time, we're like, he says a cool monologue in the beginning. Yeah. Grover's pretty much Grover. Nancy's Nancy. We had a weird flashback, but whatever. I'm into flashbacks. And then all of a sudden, it's the first change. First of all, she's talking in his head.
She's talking in his head.
And second of all,
and he's like, Mrs. Dodd, are you okay?
She attacks him
in the
middle of everyone. But I guess it shows how strong the mist is, or makes him feel like he's even crazier.
They're showing in the TV show that the mist is a lot stronger than you get in the beginning of the book. You don't get that. You get that when they're on their adventures and later. Yeah. But in the beginning, you don't get that. I mean, she takes him away from people.
Yeah. So this is like, you're thinking, okay, the mist that covers the mortal's eyes from what's really going on is very powerful. And 2, Percy really thinks he's crazy. Because he tells his mom later, like, something is seriously wrong because he just had a whole thing that no one in a crowded area saw. So
that's true. It actually pushes that thing of him feeling like he's crazy. That's very true.
So it does 2 things.
And see, at this point, if you don't know the books, you have no clue how that just happened and no one saw it, and also you don't know if that was partially
the mist later in this episode.
In this point, you don't know.
Yeah.
It's not until Grover explains the mist in the back of the car. Yeah.
Which happens in this episode, so you figure it out pretty quick.
Yeah, that's true. It's all going pretty fast. Yeah. So you get Mrs. Dodd's coming towards him, and that was a really cool change from the actress to this monster with the bat wings coming out.
I really like it.
Is it explained as bat wings? Oh, here. Her jacket melted into large leathery wings.
Yeah, they're not leathery, they're more feathery in the show, but that's okay.
She was a shriveled hag with bat wings and claws and a mouthful of yellow fangs. They don't make any of the miniature, they did a good job. But a lot of these monsters, they don't make them sound the way Rick has made them in the book to be very ugly.
They're really ugly. They're scarier.
They're much more elegant.
Yeah, they're kind of pretty in their own ways in the show.
Yeah.
Which,
although
again,
she's kind of scary.
She's definitely scary.
With her...
But she's not a shriveled hag.
Was really feathered? No, she's not a shriveled hag. Do you think it was really feathered-ish wings? You don't think they were like leathery wings?
They were not leathery.
I would have to look again. I didn't really look at them. But okay, fine. Again, it was a good job. It wasn't exactly as described in the book.
She doesn't disappear into yellow powder when she gets killed.
You're jumping ahead.
It's the same. Okay. He attacks him. She attacks him.
She attacks him. He attacks her. You're saying the pen was shaking.
Yeah,
so we have a totally different introduction to the pen. Well, I think I know why. So we have a totally different introduction to the pen. Mm-hmm. In the book, for all you people who have not read the book, you don't get the pen until he's like about to be attacked. Like she turns into this, thing. This
I think she's mid-attacking him and he's dodging.
She was about to slice me to ribbons. Then things got even stranger. This is directly from the book. Mr. Brenner, who'd been out in front of the museum a minute before, and remember he's in a wheelchair, wheeled his chair into the doorway of the gallery, holding a pen in his hand. And then he goes, "What ho, Percy?" and tossed the pen through the air.
Right.
And then he catches it. Hold on. I snatched the ball pen ballpoint pen out of the air, but when it hit my hand, it wasn't a pen anymore. It was a sword. Okay.
Yeah.
So which is obviously, we know you have to take the cap off, but maybe it's possible he took the cap off and threw it to him.
And it transformed in the air.
That's
pretty much my thought on that.
Or once it hit his hand, because maybe, you know, it was nice enough to wait until it hit his hand.
It's like, wants to be dramatic.
Yeah.
Just like the... Oh, yeah. I don't need to get
Don't jump into... No, that's
I was going to jump to a whole different book series. Magnus Chase.
Oh, yeah. That's a good sword. Okay. Yeah. But, so, what was I going to say? That is a whole different thing. So they had to show, like, he's had this pen. He's already taken the cap off and used it, may I point out, without it turning into a sword. No. Hello, he took the cap off and wrote in it.
No, he doesn't.
In the TV series, he doesn't?
No, he's mid-writing with his pencil. He gives him the pen, and then they go outside. He never got a chance to use the pen on his...
Okay, well, fine. I take that back.
There's no way they could have done that.
But they had to show that, like, he had to realize that there was something going on with the pen. Mm-hmm. So that's why it's shaking. It
starts vibrating.
Yeah. Now, again...
He doesn't really...
Why couldn't... So why couldn't... Mr. Brunner was right there. Why couldn't he... When the Electo was coming towards him, why couldn't Mr. Brunner go, what ho, and throw the pen?
Why couldn't we have done it the
in
same
the TV
way?
series?
Because in the TV series, Grover says that the mist was so powerful that even Mr. Brunner and Grover couldn't see that she was a monster.
It said that in the TV series?
Yep.
Whoa. I've seen this 3 times. Are you sure?
It wasn't until she revealed herself. So in that exact moment, they knew.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe he was, I don't know.
But you're saying that you think Mr. Brunner...
didn't know before that.
I think he didn't know even in the book that he was suspecting when she took him away.
No, he was suspecting... No, they knew there was a monster in that school, but they didn't know who it was.
So
but
when she took him
Grover's
away...
saying they didn't even know there was a monster.
Oh, okay.
They didn't know anything. They thought Percy was safe.
Part. Yeah. So, but here we have a perfect instance. He could have thrown him the pen. He really could have.
Yeah.
Because even after this, they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. And they could have done the same thing.
Yeah. I don't know. There's no reason to change that specifically, I guess.
Yeah. Well, the intense Percy Jackson fan in me says, please don't mess with my book so much.
Yeah, there's certain things that change that's like, I'm not upset about the change because it doesn't ruin the story, but also it's like, why go through the effort to do that change when the original could have been done just as easily?
That's
and this is one of those
points.
Moments.
Yeah, I really think.
It's just like, I don't really see why, but it doesn't mess anything up. It's just like, okay, weird choice, but sure.
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, so is that finish? No. We have that. Okay, so we have Mrs. Dodds crumbling away. What were you going to say about that?
That she doesn't turn into yellow powder. But that's okay. That's all.
Right. Yeah. It says in here, Mrs. Dodds was a sand castle in a power fan. She exploded into yellow powder, vaporized on the spot, leaving nothing but the smell of sulfur and a dying screech and chill of evil.
And she did it a little bit slower. Like the monsters...
When I saw it, though, before we read the book passage, I went like, oh, that's pretty good. They showed the crumbling away. So they still did it.
Whatever I thought in my brain was close enough to what they did in the movie that it was good. I didn't notice it until I reread the passage.
And then Mr. Brunner says, that's my pen. Which is the same in the book, because in the book he's like, oh yeah, that's my pen.
Yeah,
get your own.
Yeah, in the future, please bring your own writing utensils.
Right, and Percy doesn't say right then, Mr. Brunner, you threw it to me, it turned into a sword.
Once again, he's trying not to come across as a crazy guy.
Yeah.
He's like...
Oh, that's right, because in the book he's like, had I imagined the whole thing, I went back outside, it started to rain... Everyone was whatever.
Yeah, he just doesn't want to say anything.
And he's like, where's Mrs. Dodds? And they're like, who's Mrs. Dodds? There's never been a Mrs. Dodds ever at Yancey Academy. And he's like, what the heck?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, good. So that wraps up scene 3. And because right now we've talked over 50 minutes, and I don't know how it's going to all work when we've like edited some of it, but still it's long enough. We are not going to get through this whole thing in this episode, which is fine. We have lots to say. That's why we're here.
I figured it would not be one episode to one podcast episode because I know how much we have to say. So
much to say.
I figured it would be like this.
Hopefully everybody else is as interested as we are in this stuff.
Well, if they're listening to our podcast, they
Hopefully they are.
So
yeah, we'll end now, and our next episode we'll continue on, starting with scene 4, which is the headmaster's office, which something exciting happens there. And something pisses me off in that scene too.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll have a lot to say about that scene. Oh, here we go. Okay. We have an Instagram, so follow us at Camp Comparisons for updates on when we post, because we don't really have a posting schedule, and, other fun stuff we might do on our Instagram.
Yeah, we would love it if you would follow us along. It would really make us happy. And just don't forget also to tell your Percy Jackson friends about us because, we are
a Percy Jackson podcast.
That's what we are. And this is the kind of stuff that major Percy Jackson fans really want, this kind of breakdown.
Especially book readers.
Book reading. Sorry, book reading.
Readers.
Yeah, not the movie ones.
No. Is there even any Percy Jackson fans
Just
who are
movie fans? I don't know. If you're one of them, please let us know. We'd be very interested. I
have a lot of questions.
Oh gosh. Okay. And there go those guys. Okay. Anyway, so tell your Percy Jackson friends.
Yeah, and if you don't have any Percy Jackson friends, go find some more friends and then make them Percy Jackson friends and then force them to listen to our podcast.
There you go. Perfect. All right. Until next time.
See you at camp.
Bye.